for the night. Stand here a while, take a little time. Since you went away, it came to a halt. Silence is everywhere, and you're not. And now I'm running like there's no tomorrow. My life was on a one-way track. This ain't a story about happy ending. Oh, I could set this world on fire. I could tear this town apart. I tried, but I could never be a part of you and your beautiful life.
So the first real morning of our trip, and we are at Cape Hillsborough. This morning we came out to the beach here to see the eastern grey kangaroos and agile wallabies, get a few macropod pallets by the ranger. The tourists come out, everyone's up early out of the caravan park, people are rummaging around about 4 o'clock, get down here by about 5 onwards to see the macropods, the kangaroos and wallabies, out on the beach for sunrise. And it's a great way to start the day. It was really beautiful. Okay, so I'm in Eddie Bay this morning, which is absolutely beautiful. This is where we saw the cassowary yesterday afternoon, and that was amazing. Got to see one just wandering around the park. That was really cool. Cassowaries are part of a group of birds called the radites, and the radites are flightless birds which don't have a keel on their sternum. So they include the ostrich, emu, kea, rhea, cassowary, all grouped together. And cassowaries are about the 3rd largest bird in the world. Only the emu and ostrich ahead of them. They've got that casque on their head, so that's made of keratin, and it's believed they use that to charge through the rainforest or in combat. But there's another theory as well, and that is audio. So when cassowaries vocalize, they do some low drumming sounds, and that casque perhaps helps pick up on those sounds. Also, if you look at their inner toe, they've got a very long nail. In fact, the inner toe is almost all nail, and they can use that as a weapon. Now, these ones around here are used to people, they're quite safe. In captivity, they can be a bit more dangerous, they can be a bit more dominant and a bit more testing, but these ones have been raised around people, and they can live for about 40 to 50 years. This ones in here, they would have been around people their whole lives coming down into these spots. They get some handouts from them, and that is what brings them down. They're opportunistically coming down looking for food and scavenging. There's a sad side to that, and that is their diet's not complete. They're mainly fruit eaters, and they're getting some bread and chips and things like that, which isn't ideal for their diet. Some places where people feed them, they worry about them bringing the cassowary closer to dogs and cars and getting exposed to that. Down these little bays, it's not too bad because you're sort of tucked away from all of that. The positive side is that people get to see the cassowaries, get up close to them and get to love them. And you can see people experiencing that yesterday, and I was experiencing that yesterday, and it's unreal. If the cassowary is just out in the rainforest where they're not being seen, sometimes people forget to want to protect the rainforest and don't care as much about it. Sometimes they need to get closer to the wildlife to get a bit of ownership on them and want to protect them. So the positive side for conservation is people getting amongst them, getting photos of them and seeing them and spreading that around, is that it can help people want to get behind protecting them. So there is a positive side to it. The diet's just a little bit rough at times, picking up things that probably shouldn't. But also, everyone there yesterday was calling it a girl. And from my experience, I would have said it was a boy. It wasn't that big, and the girls are bigger and brighter. But what I'll do is I'll check in with one of the residents this morning if I see her and ask, because the boys raise the chicks. So if it is a boy, this one at some point would have come back with chicks. So they'll know. So I'll check with them. But that's how you tell the boys and the girls apart. Anyway, absolutely incredible animals. They're just amazing to look at, beautiful colours, and yeah, what an experience. So I'm going to go have another poke around this morning and see if it's up and about yet. Angry little turtles. Can you see it? Can you see what's over here?
No, I didn't see it. I was right there.
It's just getting some morning sun.
How stupid am I? Aw, cute. I see his little head over here.
Yeah, he sits up in through there.
I didn't even see him.
Alright, so that was a carpet python just having its morning bask in a bit of sun. Hopefully we see some more stuff. Fine. Alright, just got to do an update. I'm in some rainforest in North Queensland, and I just got to keep my eye out as I walk and talk because there are plenty of animals in here. I just seen a boy's forest dragon, so just keep my eye out as I go. We also saw a wampu pigeon here earlier, and we saw a scalaris, a yellow spotted tree monitor, the rainforest form which you get up here in the North Queensland wet tropics. So just a little one though, just from a bit of a distance, but I wanted to see one, and I've seen them here before, so I was stoked to see one. But yesterday we left Eddy Bay, but then we headed on from there up to North Queensland. We started doing some rainforest, and it was very, very dry, tough going. We didn't see any geckos out last night, didn't see anything during the day. So then we went to a place where we stayed called the Chambers Rainforest Retreat Lodge, something like that, and we saw some striped possums, which is just massively on our list, and the Krefft's glider, which is basically a smaller version of the sugar glider. They've now been divided up, and the ones up here in the wet tropics are a smaller version, so we saw them as well. That was cool. We've got a lot of other stuff we want to see around here, so we've been out looking all day. And the other thing we cracked, and Michelle actually spotted them, that was green possums, and green possums was very high on our list to see. We found a couple tucked up sleeping in a tree, so we'll head back there on dusk and see if we can't see them foraging, so that'll be really cool. I'm already back to our little spot here where we've got some turtles. What are the turtles doing? Being turtles? Alright. Pretty confident that people feed these turtles sometimes, because if you give them a wave, they tend to come in, and I don't think they're just being friendly. I think they're looking to see if you're throwing anything in the water. But they're sawshell turtles, and they're pretty cute.
Is that a wampu?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Michelle spotted a wampu here this morning, and she's just pointed out another one right here, which I hadn't even seen myself yet, so I'll flip this camera around. Alright, so this morning we're out looking for tree kangaroos. Haven't seen any yet. Hopefully throughout the day at some point we'll see one. We'll see how the day goes. But we did have a really good night last night. So first of all, we'd seen some green ringtail possums during the day, and what we did was we waited them out in the late afternoon so we could see them go on the move and become active. It was a mum and a bub, and they were absolutely stunning. So green ringtails have a really green appearance, and this stripe down their back, they're absolutely stunning little possum. But they're not actually green in their fur. Their fur is olive grey, it's got yellow and black in it, and it gives off this green appearance. And there's so much greenery in here, they just blend in really well. So it was really cool to see them move around. And then last night as we were walking around, we actually ran into the sooty owl as well. So it's a lesser sooty owl, and sooty owls are my favourite owl. Their facial disc is a smoky colour, and the name sooty comes from soot, like from a fire. So that's how they get their name. Their back is a dark colour with little white spots all over it. kind of makes me think of the night sky. So that was really awesome, because that's one of my favourite owls, the sooty owl. We also saw some leaf-tailed geckos, and of course I love my reptiles. I haven't seen any leaf-tailed geckos in the wild for a little while, and we saw quite a few of them last night. And we saw coppery brush-tailed possums. So the coppery brush-tailed possums are a subspecies, or depending on what you want to go by, what taxonomy, they're their own species. They're very similar to the common brush-tailed possum we get at home. So at home we get 3 species of possum, which we're used to seeing all the time, and we've even cared for and done some soft releasing from our acreage. But up here there's such a diversity of possums that it's awesome to see the different ones and the variety and just the colours of them. They're really cool. So yeah, now we're just looking for tree kangaroos and not having much luck yet, but we've had a pretty good run so far. I'm not complaining, we've seen some pretty awesome stuff. Getting searched by Mariba Rock Wallaby. Getting searched by this little one. Also, I need to do an update on this morning as well, and that is something really incredible happened. We were checking out green ringtail possum again, and what else was it? Oh, wampu fruit dove on a nest. Then we ran into some friends from Brisbane, which also work in the wildlife industry. So we took them to show where the animals were. And we're talking about tree kangaroos because we had been looking for tree kangaroos all morning. And as we were talking about it, this friend of ours from Brisbane just pointed straight past me and goes, "There's one now." And I thought he was having a laugh. I thought he was kidding. Sure enough, there was one descending down a tree. So we finally got to see our wild tree kangaroo. About Lumholtz tree kangaroo. The Bennets are further north from where we are. There's 2 in Australia, and then there's some more in New Guinea. So we finally got to see a wild one, and that was amazing. And we didn't have to sort of do any of the cheats where you go exactly where you know there's one, that sort of thing. So that was really, really cool, and it was good to share experience with some friends, coincidentally, who just rocked up. We knew they were in the area, but we had no idea they were going there. So that was really cool. We finally got to see one of them, and that's why we've moved on today to do the Mareeba rock wallabies, and then we'll move on again this afternoon, check out something different. Hello friend, what are you doing with your head up like that? You're about to go onto the road, which is a bad idea. Hey? That's good. Whoa! Let me. Oh, you're jumpy, a little bit jumpy. Wait! Trying to get you off the road. Ready? No. Alright. I'm a little bit rusty with scrub pythons.
What do they normally like?
They're normally not too bad, but that one's out in the road and active.
And dogs are barking.
We're upsetting someone's dog. So.
He's adorable. Look, a little bear. Look, a little grizzly bear. Sun bear. This scratching makes me laugh so much.